Next on the Love You More Show.
You know, bro, it's like, let me say this. Let me compose myself. So like, hold on. I'm a rapper. I can't, hold on. There we go. All right. So, bro, my grandpa, you know what I mean? Like, his last days, like, finna die. Hospital bed. We grew up Catholic. Call the priest up. Grandpa, you know, finna be out of here. Can you come? Pray over him, da-da-da. Father Tony in New Orleans. Real cool dude. Love that man. He come to the hospital. He's sitting, you know, at the bedside talking with my grandpa. And at the end of the convo, the priest is in tears because he's like, man, your grandpa is blessing me in a way that, like, I would have never imagined through what he's telling me, his reflections on life and everything. So he leaves. I walk him back to his car. He goes to church the next day. This was a Saturday. And he scraps his whole sermon and preaches about my grandpa, right? And about the convo they had and how blessed he was by it. He sends me the YouTube video of the sermon after church while I'm in the hospital next to my grandpa. Y'all don't even care about who I am. Y'all don't at all. Y'all care about what am I doing, and the probably the impact of that is something that I think I feel it, man. I think I feel it, you know. And like, fame and social media is creating a lot of Christian narcissists. You feel me?
Explain.
Yeah, bro. It's just a lot of people that really just want to be famous, and they just using Christianity as the lowest hanging fruit to help them appeal to a captive audience.
Yeah. It's a different feel today. You can feel it, can't you? I put these boots on specifically for the guests that I'm about to hang out with, because we walking into a whole revolution right now that's really attractive to the next generation. And of course, he's been literally disrupting culture now for years and years. And I feel like we getting close to the pinnacle of the pop of the revolution, and he's one of the leading men doing what he has to do. But before I tell you who that is, can you do me a favor real quick? Come here. Come a little closer, Shaquan. Thank you. Subscribe to this channel. Come on, that's what we gotta do. Come on, we gotta do. You gotta stop window shopping and go ahead and then commit. Listen, don't cost you nothing to press subscribe. We're on our way to 300,000 subscribers, and I cannot wait to hit that mark. Not because we want to walk around and say 300. Well, maybe, you know the movie? I watched that movie. I like the 300. Let's do it for that. Let's do it for the 300 movie. Let's go all the way 300,000. And I just believe by faith, man, God's gonna do it sooner than later. But as I said, the young man that I get an opportunity to hang out with, I have known him for years and years and years and years and years. And to see the maturation of his brand, his ministry, and his mission has been really, really encouraging. To many of you all who are in the Louisiana area, you probably know him as Mr. Augustine. Some of y'all grown now, but I see you on this comment, I'm my teacher, right? And for others who are at, you know, schools like Harvard and so many other schools, you may know him as the rapper David Augustine, aka D1. But for me, it's my brother and my friend, D1 in the building. What's up, champ?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is a lot done changed, man.
Man, bro, it's crazy because I don't even remember when we first met.
Yeah.
But all I know is you been the same version of you since I met you, meaning like, I'm going to find a way to shine the light that God gave me by any means necessary. That's what I know you as, you feel me?
No
and
doubt.
I think that's what we got in common. More so than anything else is just, I'm going to use what God gave me and I'm going to maximize it during this existence down here on earth. And after that, whoosh, go be with him.
Yeah, that's the real talk. I think you're absolutely right about that. Most people ask me like, oh, so what's the goal? What's the vision? I just like, bro, I just want to use all these gifts that God gave me because I know life is fleeting and moments quickly become memories. So if I can use this in a cool way and bring some glory to his kingdom and some people give their life to the Lord, some people change their life and make some different decisions, then man, I did my purpose. I did my job. Like a lot of people do it to be seen. I do it to be purposeful, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I tell people about myself, there's never been a blueprint to me trying to do God's work. You know what I'm saying? It's never been me looking at like, oh, this is a business plan for me. You know, it was literally me graduating college from LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You heard me?
Can I just boo you real quick? I went to Ole Miss.
You went to Ole Miss?
It's okay. LS who?
Come on, man.
That's all good. Hotty, toddy, gosh almighty. Who the hell are we?
Right, so aside from that, brother, nah, man, I just graduated college, bro. I almost lost my life in college, bro. I was at LSU, and I was trying to be I guess I was just trying to be a man that my grandparents and my parents could be proud of. So I'm en route to getting this degree, and man, one day, 3 dudes come out of nowhere. I'm playing basketball. And these 3 dudes come run up on me and my boy, and we victims of an armed robbery, right? And this is a few months before I graduate. One of the dudes in the middle, out of all 3 of them, pull a gun out of his waistband, put it right up here on my temple. Actually, it was right here on my temple, bro. And they trying to. It's crazy. They're trying to avenge one of their homeboys who got his car broken into, and they was trying to like earn a stripe for him, or they was trying to, show their loyalty to him. Mm-hmm. So them coming thinking that we did it leads to this taking place on this basketball court. And in that moment, bro, I had all the way become okay with like, oh, I'm about to die. You know what I'm saying? And like, once you get to that point where you're okay with, dang, I'm really about to die, 2 thoughts in my head. One, I didn't think it was gonna happen like this, God, like this wild, like they about to literally blow my brains out. But secondly, dang, man, I'm about to die the same way my best friend just died, recently back in New Orleans. And I just was like, well, I guess this was my fate. So in that moment, it hurt me that I knew I could have lived my life. I'm like 20 years old at the time. Mm. It hurt me that I knew I could have lived my life bolder, you know what I'm saying? Instead of always trying to fit in with people. Dang, I could have been bolder about trying to do the right thing, God, and make the right thing cool, right? Mm-hmm. But I was too concerned with trying to fit in. So all this going through my head over the course of like 10 or 15 seconds, right? Mm-hmm. A young lady was walking to her 2nd floor apartment. She looked down on the basketball court, saw all this transpiring, and she gasped, realized, oh my God, So when she did that, it caught everybody's attention. They looked up and saw her, and they got spooked because now it's a witness to seeing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So they put the gun up, they ran off with our stuff, and that was it, right? Mm-hmm. I was okay with dying in that moment. Mm-hmm. So because I was okay with it, it made everything after that feel like, man, I ain't finna live my life fearful of trying to fit in with people or not having your acceptance or not being bold enough to make God proud. After that, bro, it's been up, and I just had a different level of boldness about me. Yeah,
I was definitely bold. So I don't know if you had an opportunity to see any of the shows, but on the Love You More show, we like to do an icebreaker. And with you being a musician, this icebreaker is literally a rendition of when I had went to therapy. Because I started going therapy. I believe in Jesus and therapy. They go hand to hand like peanut butter and jelly, baby. Go sit, go learn, go get more tools. And I was challenged about not trusting people. And we had to go into a moment in my life where my best friend, just like yours, they said he took his life. Mm-hmm. But I just knew he didn't do that. And then the girl disappeared. And from then on, it was really tough for me to really trust women like that. Because she just disappeared. I've never seen her to this day. We still don't have these answers. So I had to go back to that in therapy. And I remember when the therapist said, take me back to that funeral. And that's how this song transpired. Here's Save Room for Me. Check this out, D.
Is there anybody out there ever lost a loved one like me? Oh God, is there anybody out there ever lost a friend like me? Oh God. Who needs to forgive God like me?
Let's keep it real. Last question.
Is there anybody out there? Cried itself to sleep like me. Oh God. Go too soon. I know how you feel. Those feelings are real.
Talk to him.
Everybody got an encouraging word. Y'all know how many I heard that ain't really working for me.
Can I just keep it real with y'all today?
Spend all this time on the grind. Should have been with you spending time, but I was busy working. Oh, life is more than working. Since you have been gone, it's just been so lonely round here. But I know there is a God. Lord knows I'm trying my best to hold back my tears. You're gone. What I wouldn't do to bring you back here. But I know that is impossible. My seven aways. My only request to God is save room for me. Oh, save some room. Just a little room for me.
Anybody who's lost someone, make sure that you go stream Save Room for Me. You know, I played that record because every single time I see you, you have Miss Augustine around your neck. And you've allowed her to go all around the world. What would Miss Augustine say at this version of David Augustine now?
Man, my grandmother, and it's funny you say that because I got my grandpa around my neck
Yeah.
today. You know, it's always one or the other or both. You know, when I realize feel like
Yeah,
being
when you
icy.
really flex.
Yeah,
flex it.
yeah. Man, my grandparents, they would truly smile at the man that I've become because I still have that innocence about me that they appreciate. I still have that joy about me that could light up a room with my smile and with my laughter. But I have a sense of purpose that I think they could have never even imagined that I would grab onto, and I would, you know, definitively know that this is what God called me to do. So I'm not gonna relent upon this purpose for anyone, you know. And I think that's something that my grandparents couldn't always relate to the path I took because hip hop, they like, man, what is this? Like, my grandpa like, please, won't you just go play the trumpet or something, you know? And my grandma like, oh, I liked when you was a teacher. And I'm like, Mama, I'm still a teacher as a rapper, but I just have a way bigger classroom right now.
That's real.
You know? And I don't think that she fully understood that until she would come to my shows and see all these people who are reciting my lyrics word for word and who are unifying behind love, behind God, behind these principles that's centered around making the world better. So that's what I'm thinking that they would feel is they know, man. I had, you know how, I don't know with the people you lost, sometimes we don't get a last conversation with them that we really proud of, you know. Man, I think God knew that I loved my grandparents so much that he allowed me to have some powerful last conversations with them that I'm gonna hold on to until the day I leave this earth, you know. And with my grandmother, I was out here in Atlanta. I was still living in New Orleans at the time, but I was out here in Atlanta and she called me. And, you know, I saw your mama call you or you call your mama. Sometimes they'll be hitting us up and we busy. And it's like, dang, I can't mid-interview, you know, maybe answer the phone. So I would miss some of her phone calls. But she called me and I was riding past Lenox Mall And I was visiting Atlanta thinking about moving here. And I remember answering that phone and talking with her. Same thing as your mama. She joking. She got all kind of, just funny remarks to make. But she was like, I know that you are so committed to your work. And I love that. She said, I love that because you still make time for mama.
Yeah.
And her telling me that, man, that felt so good.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I ever talked to her, bro.
Wow.
So I just feel like everywhere I go on this earth, I still want to make time for my mom. So I still want to wear her around my neck or wear my grandpa around my neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's good. Hanging out with D1. I got to ask you this. So I've seen you like really celebrate, mama and papa on so many occasions. Like what were what were the parents growing up? Like what was, like, I see the fire.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he always shows love to grandma and papa, but like,
what's up with my mama and dad? Man, my mama and daddy are great people. A lot of people probably think he was an orphan and he ain't even have a mama and daddy. Nah, bro, my mama and daddy are great, bro. It's
so
interesting.
They married and everything?
Yeah, they married.
Okay.
They still together. They in New Orleans. You heard me? Yeah, like literally. Yeah. So my grandparents that I speak of so much, those are my dad's parents.
Got it.
I never knew my mom's parents. She from the country. She from a country town in Louisiana called Franklin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So she from there. And I never knew her parents. I know her mother passed before I was born, and her father, I think he passed when I was a little baby.
Yeah.
You heard me?
So you seen a really healthy household just growing up?
I did, man. My daddy was a welder my whole life, so I seen a blue-collar worker wake up every morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, go work on the Port of New Orleans, welding barges and ships and all that type of stuff, and always leaving there after working 10 to 12 hours, making it to my basketball, my baseball practices, to come and show that support and be there. I saw my mama go to college while I was in middle school. So she used to pick me and my little sister up, you heard me, and bring us to the university. And we would sit in the library while she was in the classroom taking night classes after working full time all day to get her bachelor's degree. Then I saw her up it from a bachelor's to getting her master's degree while I was in high school at that time, So I saw this, bro. I had very, very good examples of just people that worked hard, that are not famous, like my mama, she don't even be wanting to be in pictures that I post publicly because she's such a social worker at heart. She's a social worker. Okay. So in her mind, it's like, hey, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to do nothing but make impact on the lives of my clients, So I've seen my family work selflessly my whole life. And I think with my grandparents, they just had a different perspective on helping raising me, because when you're a grandparent, you get to enjoy the fun part of mentorship and guidance, and not have to deal with the day-to-day part of like, oh, these kids getting on my nerves, you know what I mean? So with my grandparents, bro, it was just always so much joy and so much love that I'm like, I think I got off into the world and I was like, man, I'm trying to feel that, in this world, and I ain't never been able to find it. Yeah. You heard me? I ain't never been able to find it. Like,
that just kind of hit me hard. So my dad's 94. Yeah. And my mom that you just heard, she 84. And like, we grew up in the hood, of course, like the pedigree is what it was. But in that house, it was just filled with love. And to even imagine not being able to have that, it's a little difficult. Because I know that it's rare. I know that it's unique. We don't live in it. They would never let me move out the neighborhood. They just clean up what they got. Like, this our house here. I paid for this house, And when you said that, I was like, wow, like,
Bro, I ain't been able to find it, bro. You know what I mean? And maybe there's a flaw in looking for that, in other people, And as I get older, you talk about maturation and even therapy and just growth. I think it's almost like there should be a way that I can cherish what I received from my grandparents without condemning what I'm not receiving from other people, and just cherish. So with my parents, bro, I love my parents just as much as my grandparents. I've had to learn to accept that they have a different style of loving me than my grandparents had of loving me. One isn't better or worse than the other, but you just have to appreciate that they're different, you know?
So when it comes to knowing that there are different types of love, what type of woman could support a D1, and what type of support can you give a woman, considering that, you have a pretty big mantle on your life, to be quite honest. Like, does D1 try to date us? Like, man, I ain't really got time for that right now.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that the type of woman that understands my mission, You know, like at this point, it's like if I had a little baby, it's like you marrying David and little David. You hear me? It's like my mission is like my child. So somebody who gets with me, they getting with me and my mission. And if they just like, I like David. David is sweet. David is charming. He handsome. He cool. All that. But the mission side of what D1 is called to, I don't know how I feel about that. That wouldn't be ideal at this point, you know, because at this point, the mission has preceded even me being able to meet whoever I meet in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like this mission been attached to me for 15 plus years at this point. Yeah, bro.
At least 16, 15, 16.
Yeah, literally. More like 16. So I feel so attached to that I want to make sure that I'm in a position to love the mission, but then also love the woman the way that the woman deserves to be loved, you know?
So how do you differentiate David from D1?
They the same person.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a such thing as clocking out.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a clocking out of D1 to be David. That's one of my superpowers is I never had to create a character named D1. David just started rapping and got a stage name, you know what I'm saying? Named D1. So they're one in the same. I do think that I've had to learn to deal with fame and celebrity status in real time. There was no training manual for this stuff. Nobody in my family could help me when it came to that. Nobody that I was close to growing up was able to teach me, look, this is how you're gonna adjust to this. I come from a family where nobody sought out fame. Everybody just wanted to be a good person in God's eyes and do their work and provide for their loved ones. And that's it. You know, man, this stuff, I don't have kids at this stage of life, but I feel like I'm raising a whole bunch of households. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the weight of the calling on me. And there's a lot of burdens that I bear, the weight of a culture that I feel like, man, God, you gave me an opportunity to shift this culture and to un-zombify people, you know what I mean? From being hypnotized by this art form that I don't even call it. It started out as hip hop, but it's become something I call hypocritical hop. Cause it's so hypocritical, bro, and it's so adverse to our healthy growth and our forward progress as a people that I'm like, dang, God, you done called me to do this. The weight is definitely heavy. So I'm just trying, bro. You know, I'm just trying. I don't really, I don't be knowing. I'm like, God, I don't know the magnitude of what you've called me to. And I don't know what the shape of what you've called me to looks like. And any desires that I've had on this journey, those personal desires, that personal ambition, I've always felt like that has caused my ego to maybe get in the way of what God's path for me is. So I've always tried to figure out how to kill my ego and how to kill my own personal ambition. And in doing that, you know, it'd be an interesting journey, bro. Like life, it feel like a roller coaster / field trip, you know? Yeah, you know, and I had to throw field trip in there because field trips are fun, you know? And roller coasters are fun at times, but they could be scary at times. You feel
What's the scariest moment that you've had to kind of endure? Because you've had a lot. I consider you a distant friend. I just cheer from the stands and like, did y'all see what happened? I say that on radio. And, you know, just as a brother and as a friend, sometimes I'm like, how he gonna handle this part? Because I want to handle this wrong. You know, I was like, is he ever coming to the station so I can holler at him about that? Because I think a lot of times, you know, I think I fight with, like, bro, you don't really know what I've been through. And I know what that pedigree is. Like, I know the pedigree of guy who actually, not that he was made to do that, but he's had enough traumatic experiences that, like, that's his pedigree, bro. Like, he gonna hurt something. But then when I look at you rapping, I'm like, bro, you ain't even that pedigree. You should probably be me. Those who know, they know. They can look you in your eyes and see what you experience. So when I look in certain people's eyes, when I go minister at jails and stuff, 92% of these guys, I'm like, bro, like, you made a mistake. But 8% are like, they want to do this. How do you keep your composure during those scary moments? And what scary moment was it?
Yeah. Bro, I got stuff that nobody don't know about that I've been through or that's happened to me that I still I struggle with the fame part because it's like with the fame, is being an open book a form of ministry for the people who God has allowed me to have their ears and their attention? Or is it like, man, being an open book can be the scariest part because maybe some of these things I haven't even like come to grips with about my own life or my own background and whatnot. And that stuff is way scarier than some rappers having beef with me. Yeah. You know what I mean, bro? So when people see a fearlessness in me when it comes to the hip hop industry or me trying to literally shift this culture, that fearlessness is there because the fear that I have, I ain't sweating none of these little dudes, you heard me? Right. The fear that I have is some stuff that people don't know publicly because this ain't been a D1 moment yet. This ain't been a D1 tell-all yet. It's stuff that David is like, do you even want to talk about this stuff publicly or is that going to make it, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I still got a lot of that.
Yeah. You know, I think I do too. I've never got into the minutia of what divorce was like for me, even though it was very public and people like heard her side and I just never really necessarily said stuff. I think it was very freeing for me on this platform when I think the second episode I got with Larry Reed. And I was like, because I was molested as a kid, and that was tough. And that's why I was so sexually active. That's why I became Pretty Willie. That's why I made all sex songs, because that's what I thought I was good at. And I lived my life to prove that I can be this guy. And I got a chance to see that. So I can understand the seriousness of it all. But however, I just know that a lot of times I would prefer to 8th Mile it. So I'm just literally asking God, like, okay, what's the timing of that? Because once I free myself in front of all the world, if you would, it'll be so many men in my inbox like, hey, bro, I went through that too, and that was tough for me and this, that, and other. And I was like, yo, the one thing that I thought would be something that would be very heavy actually became another wing of my ministry because I actually became human. Like I was adopted, so I wanted to be like the Huxtables. Like that was my lens of family. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, we're going to have the best children. We're going to do this. So I got this perfect thing going on, but I just couldn't really live up to it. And once I freed myself of that weight, it was like God decided to just continue. It was like, okay, well, that's gone. Now let me show you how to use it. It's like everything God chooses, he uses. He's like, oh, I chose you for that too. You know, he'll go out there and use it. So I'm interested to see what that freedom is going to look like for you because you already like killing it.
Yeah. I need it, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like I said, it's good for people to see that like, man, this man killing it, this man so this, but I'm knowing that it's like, it's so much more potential, bro. It's just things that gotta be unlocked and dealt with to where I understand that I always been a teacher. So, I think I'm not used to presenting something unless I'm able to teach about it. And it's hard to teach about something when you're going through it in real time. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, usually whatever I'm teaching is because I'm a master of that subject. Mm-hmm. I'm a math teacher because I know math like the back of my hand. I'm teaching hip hop because I understand the history of hip hop and the potential of hip hop. If I'm teaching stuff that on a personal level maybe has challenged me, you know, or things from childhood that I've like buried, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, I gotta get to the point to where, at least in my head, when I present that stuff, it's because I'm in a position to teach on it. And maybe that's just me being a teacher and feeling like I gotta be that way, whereas maybe what you're saying is, it's not always about being able to teach. Sometimes it's just about being able to free yourself of holding on to something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
I've learned how to minister from the womb because I believe a lot of times when it comes to church culture and people who are in leadership, it's this Pharisaic, Sadducetic thing where it's like, well, if they know this part, it's just another. But when we look at Jesus, like he ministered through the womb. Like we continuously talk about the womb that he ministered from. Like we wear a cross because of the womb. We wear it's like I don't see nobody with a tomb on there. Like ain't nobody like, this the tomb, baby. This what he came up out of. Yeah. Like these are the clothes he wore. It was like, nah, like the ministry part is this the womb. And so I think Christian people, specifically people who get an opportunity to have a light on them, and I'm guilty too. I was preaching all around the world and like was burying this Pretty Willie side. People call me Pretty Willie. I'd be like, They might not. I'm blessing people right now. And then God is like, no, I want to use that too. The Bible says that people are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. I'm like, oh, you want to use that too? But it could ruin all of this. Man, I started to show that. And then God had a whole new audience that just, I don't know, they just keep coming. Like, this Pretty Willie kid does 2 million streams a month without drivers. And I'm like, God, is there a way to minister in there? And then the first time I go out, it's 1,500 people in St. Louis, and they will not stop screaming because they know who I have become, but they also know where I've been. And I couldn't even finish songs. I kept going like this because they kept screaming. I kept crying. I just like, y'all know the neighborhood gone. You know what I mean? And it just touched my heart so much. So, you know, as God's timing reveals itself, I just think that there's a level of freedom. There's a level of people who may not necessarily understand, but God he just has his hands on you. Like, it's really weird to see that it's all God. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the music. I think the music's good, but I think I don't think sometimes you understand that the man that you represent is a full man that people and large can really do it. Like, if you didn't do music, we would still want to hear what you had to say.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that over the past few years. And you know, man, dealing with the fame stuff, it's also challenging because I see firsthand how this generation, like fame and social media, is creating a lot of Christian narcissists. You feel me?
Explain.
Yeah, bro. It's just a lot of people that really just want to be famous, and they just using Christianity as the lowest hanging fruit to help them appeal to a captive audience. You know what I mean? And I see it, bro. Like, I see it clear as day. And it's sad. You know, I feel bad for Jesus. I feel bad. I do. I feel bad for God, who feels like, man, y'all literally utilizing me to push your own agenda. And I see it. And it's something where some stuff that, bro, there's a lot of things that you talked about how I deal with adversity, like public adversity. There's a lot of things I know I could do or say that could go super viral if that's all I was concerned with doing. But I don't do that stuff because I be wrestling with, well, what is God gonna get the glory from? And oftentimes God ain't gonna get the glory from the thing that's gonna go the most viral. You know what I mean? Because the people are entertained by mess and salaciousness and whatnot. And I think that when I talk about, you know, a lot of narcissism being involved in what it is that we're doing, I just think that we live in a tell-all society where people want to figure out how to best elevate themselves, and whoever comes along for the ride, they're happy that, like, all right, cool, you was able to come up through this as well, all good. But I know deep down, you know, bro, it's like, let me say this. Let me compose myself. All right. So like, hold on. I'm a rapper. I can't, hold on. There we go. All right. So, bro, my grandpa, you know what I mean? Like, his last days, like, finna die, hospital bed. We grew up Catholic. Call the priest up. Grandpa, you know, finna be out of here. Can you come pray over him, da-da-da. Father Tony in New Orleans, real cool dude, love that man. He come to the hospital. He's sitting, you know, at the bedside talking with my grandpa, and at the end of the convo, the priest is in tears because he's like, man, your grandpa is blessing me in a way that, like, I would have never imagined through what he's telling me, his reflections on life and everything. So he leaves. I walk him back to his car. He goes to church the next day. This was a Saturday. And he scraps his whole sermon and preaches about my grandpa, right? And about the convo they had and how blessed he was by it. He sends me the YouTube video of the sermon after church while I'm in the hospital next to my grandpa. So I'm looking at it And I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I show my grandpa, finna die, you know what I mean? Show him the sermon and all the great things the pastor is saying about him and about their convo. For the first time in my whole life, I see my grandpa start crying, bursting out in tears. Never seen this, you know? And as the priest is giving him praise, you know, for the man he is and the convo they had, my grandpa just starts saying over and over, like, I'm not worthy. God, I'm not worthy. 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 You know? And so, like, just like, it's like, it's a different level of selflessness. It's a different level of selflessness that I seen, you know, from like the people I love to where I'm trying to like live up to that, and I just see it so much in the industry I'm in, bro, of just like self-glorification and narcissism, and just like, I see it, bro. I see it. Whether or not people admit it, and even when it's in me, it's like I'm trying to like serve and lead from the most selfless place possible, because like I seen it, you know what I mean, in my grandparents. So that's just that, bro. That type of stuff. I think that type of stuff gives me the strength to be the man who people see is like taking on like these Goliaths, you know, in the industry. And it's just because, yeah, it's just because like I'm not really no industry dude, like at the core.
Yeah.
I'm not no industry dude, bro. I'm just in it, you know, because God must see that I'm like, I'm fit to make a difference in it, but the whole way I think and move, it don't fit in. So that's all, bro. I just be trying. I think the standard that I'm trying to live up to isn't anything that this world can relate to or even fathom, you know? So in this industry, we just set the bar so low. Long as you got some talent and some charisma, it's like, bet, crown them, you know what I'm saying? Like, give them a platform and magnify that by 40 years straight of just giving a platform to whoever got talent and charisma, even if they don't have no real character or no real, you know, morality that they're trying to uphold. And that's why our community has like just been like so hypnotized, you know, by what I call hypocritical hop. And it's, oh man, bro, it's tough. So I'm trying, I'm trying, bro. And there's other things I want outside of saving the culture or helping elevate the culture. You know, this is just such a tall task that it's like, man, trying to figure out how to just, I don't know.
Navigating this journey is going to require something from you that I don't think you know how to do yet. David, you got to be kind to yourself. You got to explore what kindness looks like for you. And I think if Miss Augustine could say anything to the David that you are now, is that you don't know the journey that it took for me to be so selfless. The one thing that I believe would be a really great blessing is if you knew the journey of selflessness. I think you would be kind to yourself because you are mimicking a journey that you don't even know that you're mimicking. And what God allowed you to do with seeing your grandfather is to see the pinnacle of what selflessness looks like. And although he may have worked a different journey, the selflessness, the weight of taking care of with so little and growing out and educating and doing his best, it's the same weight. But God bless you to see the result of what selflessness looks like. And I think the desire that you have for people to wake up is admirable. However, I do think you have to be mindful of being kind to yourself. And kind doesn't mean that you get it right. Kind simply means that I love the fact that I get it wrong.
Yeah. And you know, it's a lot of people that's waiting to pounce on my mistakes or my flaws or my imperfections because of what I'm telling us that we're called to, which is like, man, we're called to this amazing standard that Jesus set. We're called to this level of greatness that we all have inside of us that we just aren't tapping into. And it's like, even me just saying that and trying to model that, it just has so many people that's waiting to try to discredit the heart behind what I'm doing, and everything that, you know, man, that stuff is heavy, bro. That stuff is heavy. Yeah. So, yeah. And like I said, the personal stuff, yeah, like I always, like my most famous song, you know, is a song called I'm Not Perfect, I'm a Christian, you know, but I made sure to put I'm Not Perfect in the title, you know, because I wanted people to know that like, man, I go hard behind God, but I'm not ever claiming that I'm flawless, you know, and hopefully people can accept that as a package deal, you know, and saying that you're not perfect doesn't have to become an excuse to languish in sin and all that stuff, you know. And I just, man, bro, I'm just trying to navigate fam, bro. This stuff is, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. It's just a weird thing, bro. When, yeah. But maybe the fact that I feel so uncomfortable in this space is the exact reason why I'm called to this space, you know? Because it's like, oh, he ain't nothing like a lot of the ones that just are rushing to be in this, you know, for selfish reasons. It's like I'm literally only using hip hop for the platform that it affords me to be able to put out God's word and put out the truth and put out love and education mixed into making words rhyme and making songs and having an audience. That's the only reason why I'm using it is for the platform, bro. Like I don't love none of this.
Yeah.
I don't.
I just remember where I met you. We down in Texas with Bizzle and them and then D1's on the show. As the first rapper I ever seen that said, yeah, I used to be a middle school teacher. I'm like, man, then what'd you start rapping for? And I think you told a story about one of the kids got MOB or something. I don't know if he just wrote it or tatted it or something like that. And then you asked him, you like, bro, that mean money over, do you know what that means? Like, nah, one of the rappers got it, so I got it. And it was from that moment that you stepped out on faith and was like, I'm gonna need that influence to insert what's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the beauty of it all is that God honors, I mean, you're a Bible guy. So Samuel the prophet, he goes to, I think most people know the story, he goes to Jesse's house to go pick the next king. He a little scared. He's scared as hell because he like, I don't want Saul to find out because Saul was set tripping. And he goes in there and then he sees all these beautiful men. And he's just like, surely you the king, you the queen. The story goes that ain't none of them the king. And then they go get David and it was like him. And he ain't the most looking cool kid. It just so happens that you David, he say good looking, but he's a kid. And then it's this part where in the NIV version, it says, people judge the outside, but God looks at the heart and he judges the heart and he examines the heart. There's 3 different versions there. And so I believe that if God is examining the heart, the biggest attack is on the heart. Because if I was the enemy, I want to go to where it really gonna irritate something.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's looking at the heart, meaning the motive, let me go knock out his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I have seen the enemy's biggest strategy is that he always wants to do something to make us protect our heart. But the Bible says guard our heart. Protection means I ain't letting nobody come in here. You can't come in here. Guarding means let me gauge who I'm letting in here. And that's a different position. And so our circumstances and experiences make us be like, man, it's crazy. But I just think if David, AKA D1, can remember that tattoo and remember how, and you might not even notice because you was just in it, but how much faith it took. Like I was in that seat. I'm about to go be a rapper, Pretty Willie. I got a full ride scholarship to the University of Mississippi. My baby about to go to law school. You just heard my mama. She loved to brag on the phone with her friend, and she got to go back and tell him he gonna be a rapper. I know that had to be very difficult for her, but I knew that God wanted to use my journey differently. And I think if you always continue to know that my motive is so pure that my actions of humanity can never overshadow my Christianity. Because anything that comes, stain on anything that ever came, God just continued to elevate me as an eagle and not in a prideful way. It's because my heart posture has always been pure and I never wanted to harm anybody. I just was human.
Yeah.
I'm just a human.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is at the core, man.
Yeah.
So, I've maintained my pure heart as much as humanly possible, man, throughout this journey.
It's water. In the spirit, it's water. Every time I see you, it's water.
Yeah.
Like whenever I when you're in the room, I'm just like, oh, it's water. It's water.
Mm-hmm.
I got water. That's why we can connect, because it's water. I don't have no, like if I hurt it, if I hurt you and I didn't address it, I overlooked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
right.
I don't have them strategies no more.
Right.
And if I did have them strategies, I'm from there, bro. Like, I'm going to tell you, hey, bro, I came here for this. Like, bro, like, I'm not sneaking nothing. I'm bringing it to you like, hey, bro, let's figure this out. If I made a mistake, man, I didn't try.
Right.
Man, my bad. Like, I was on some crazy, that it was a day.
Right.
That's why I quit drinking.
Right.
Because I noticed, I went through the patterns. Every wrong decision I made, it was because I had some alcohol present. And then I meet my old dude. I'm like, now that he an alcoholic, he can function, he can do what he has to do. I'm like, that's in my bloodline. I got to get rid of that. That got to go. I mean, even my brothers here, like, they be like, oh, man, how long this going to be? I'm like, no, it's a perpetual state of I'm not finna make no more mistakes that could be detrimental, not because of my name. I can see that he gonna keep on redoing what he gonna do with me. But man, look at how many people I let down, like, bro, that was following Jesus because of me. And then God was like, you ain't let them down. You led them to me. Now I'm gonna keep on elevating you to show them that it's a free gift of grace. I have no idea how I'm continuously spreading his word and people continue to book and he doing this. But I know what my heart motive is.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to see people get it and let them know that they ain't got to do the Michael Jackson to get to this Jesus that I talk to. That the imperfection that I have has been better. Every failure that I've ever had has been better than any success that I have ever experienced. Because I've learned from it. I'm smart enough to be disciplined enough. Like what you got around your neck is what I got. God bless right now, still on earth at 94 and 84. I get a chance to sit at the feet of wisdom. I was the young dude who want to be with the old folks.
Me too.
I'm like, man, y'all cool, but hey, Daddy, tell me about that one thing. But God knew that I had to get some of that old in me because I would be called to lead a generation of young people who might not get a chance to have a grandfather or a grandmother or a 94-year-old father. And I think that through this journey, you know, I see a pinnacle here, and I know you know it, but it's like what he's doing for you. Like it's a growth, and growth requires trials and tribulations and joy in them.
Yeah. The joy in the trials and tribulations is the part that gotta click to me. That part ain't clicked to me yet. You know, the joy part. I would say, it's just me knowing. It's just me knowing that that I'm in a position that I never thought I would be in, man. And I say that in a really humble way. I'm in a position I never thought I'd be in. So therefore, I have a level of responsibility that I never thought I would have. You know, and that's what it is.
Man, you know what? This year, going into school, like I have been stuck on this one scripture, and I give it to my kids. I've been giving it to people that I coach. I've been giving it to everybody. And it's just James 1-2-4 that we've all heard. It's like, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And then he gives us a command. He said, let perseverance finish his work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. And I just been stuck there because none of this makes sense. I'm like, wait a minute. You say joy in trials of many kind. Boy, I'm from the neighborhood. We can plain cuss and do something stupid when I'm dealing with a trial. I get joy when things work out, but he's challenging my heart posture to have joy in it because perseverance is making me mature. I'm like, I'm already mature. He was like, no, you mature to them. You're not mature to me. You taking on the kingdom as a little baby. So I'm like, hey, I'm trying to mature you up. And the only way to do it is through the trial. And then finally, it gave me so much joy in the scripture at the end. It was like, so I don't lack nothing. So when I look at everything that I lack, sometimes I'm lacking sleep. Sometimes I'm lacking the financial backing for this huge vision that I have. Sometimes I'm lacking a friend. Sometimes I'm lacking people that I can trust. Sometimes I'm lacking confidence. Sometimes I'm lacking discipline. And I'm like, dang, you got to put me through the trial. So now when I go through the trial, I remember the scripture, and then I discover what joy looked like. You got this jovial attitude towards a generation that has to know that this is a zombie generation that has to wake up. However, you also, in my opinion, you also have to be like, yo, my trials and tribulations, something mature better come up out of this. I know it look crazy.
Right.
Oh my God, they talking about me. Like I remember when the news came out, and I remember my friend from a very super duper blog that everybody uses. She called and she's like, what's going on? We getting a whole lot of wham about this and the other. And I was like, well, you know, divorce is tough. And she said, so what happened? I said, I got it wrong. I made a mistake.
So you forgave yourself before
I made a mistake. If you have to cover it, be gentle. That's all I ask. She didn't say yeah or nay. It never hit their website. She's like, I know who you are. Later on, when I seen her at the St. Jude thing, she said, I know who you are as a man. And I was like, dang, I wouldn't have known. Like, I don't hang out with her. But evidently my character has showed up. So my mistake, she was like, I can't mess with what I see God doing. Like, I won't put no light on it. I say Larry Reed name. Like, he was the king of messiness in our niche gospel culture. But he called and said, are you okay? And I was like, I already know you gonna have to do your job. And he said, are you okay? And I was honest. I said, no, I'm not okay. It's the toughest time of my life, bro. But you do what you gotta do. And he said, I won't touch this. I said, okay. I just think you have to know that your character, your main character, man, it has spoke volumes. Because you have no reason to care so much about this generation. It has to be God. You have no reason to conduct yourself or at least attempt this role, because this is the role most people don't want to take. So even people who don't believe in the God that we serve, they believe in you. And they also believe in the fact that you're human. You'll be surprised how many people will say, not him. That's my guy. And then you got to have the great falling away for where he taking you. You got to see. You got to see. I'll be honest with you, man. I told the other guests, I talk to God when I'm running. Man, I seen so many people in Africa. Like, there are stages for you around the country, and they didn't book you to sing. It was speaking in a way and teaching in a way. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Ali movie. That's what I seen.
Yeah.
And when all those people were at the Thriller of Manila, that's what I seen in the vision for you before I came today. Like, there are people all around the world. And here's the thing. This was the weird part. As black as you are and all this African stuff you got, it was white people, man, and black people. And it was a beautiful kaleidoscope of people. And I was like, well, I'm going to share it at the end of the interview. I don't know how we get there, but I know that as sure as my name is Willie, that I seen a stadium of people and your butt was sitting there, and I'm like, where is this? And I just kind of seen like it's probably over. I want to say Africa or a Caribbean country, but it was so many different people, and I was waiting for you to start rapping, and you came out and did that New Orleans talk, and everybody laughed, and they were just enjoying what you were giving, and so I don't know what the Lord is gonna put you through to make this maturity happen in which it becomes a global pandemic. Everybody will be infected by what God has in you. Whether you enjoy it or whether you not, it's like it's uncontrollable. You can't control what the mission is. I do see companionship for you. You are looking in the wrong package though. Outer beauty can't, you are inner beauty guy. You're an inner beauty guy.
So you saying she can't look good?
Oh, I'm not saying she can't look good. I'm not saying she can't look good. She might look good, but that's not the determining factor. Inner beauty. She can have both, but your determination on who walks with you is what's on the inside. Yeah, because you've seen what it looks like to serve a man. It's not like she's your servant, but she's gonna have to serve. She's going to have to serve, and that's okay because she's going to enjoy it. And if there's any friction, it's a waste of time. You can't have friction. Your life is friction. But friction creates fire. You're on the way to a fire. Who want to go to the fire with me? Who going to come to the fire with me? They often ask Wigglesworth, I forgot his name, but they was like, why do these people keep coming to see you? He said, I get with Jesus and I set myself on fire and everybody comes to watch. That's you. You ain't afraid of friction. She got to get in there and be in that friction with you. And when the fire comes, she running right towards it. And when all the people come, she's like, hey, don't worry about it. We here for friction. We fireproof. You seen what happened to us last season.
That's powerful, bro.
We're going to make you fireproof, bro.
Yeah. I'm honestly just trying my best, brother. I'm trying my best. That's all. To be a good steward of this platform and of this temporary time we have here on earth, man. And I do know for a fact that the stuff that I still, personally have like intentionally been like, oh, that don't need to make its way to my public platform, just childhood type stuff, man. I probably am gonna be a better man when I open that can.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think you need to, I think your heart need to know what this feel like. And brothers don't see this often. But I love you not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And I believe God's gonna send more people who are not excited about what you do but they see the heart that you have. And whenever you have to walk down that journey, if the cameras ain't here, I tell you the truth, bro. I know what God want to do with you. If you went and robbed a bank, I'll say he was just in a tough spot. He was doing it for the kids. Now when we get in the car, I'm gonna be like, nigga, what was you doing? But you gotta have people. I wanted you to know because I want your heart to know what this feels like, so you can discern. Because I don't want nothing but to see what God has for you. And I want you to know that there are so many people who will love you for who you are and not for what you do. It may be a handful, but you got a few people, and I pray that you felt that today so you can take that feeling and as the Bible talks about, weighing the scales on, like,
Right.
nah, that don't feel right here. Like, it feel like a motive.
Say, bro, I say this not to prolong it, but what you're saying is so opposite from what my day-to-day is like, because, you get on the internet on a day-to-day basis and it's a space of like, what have you done for me lately on here? What have you posted that caught my attention? What have you posted that's worthy of me sharing it? What are you saying, doing, or rapping, or dropping, or promoting that is charismatic enough and catchy enough to where it's worthy of 10 seconds of my attention? You know what I mean? I think that being conditioned to that makes it to where we do live in a world of, man, y'all don't even care about who I am. Y'all don't at all. Y'all care about what am I doing, and probably the impact of that is something that I think I feel it, man. I think I feel it, and it's okay because I'm also in a space where I'm not in need of anything, so I don't know what God is gonna do with me, man. I think it's gonna be powerful though, because he's getting me to the point to where it's like I have a line in a song. I got a song called Gangster, and I say they don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. I'm a real gangster, and you know right where to find me. GANGSTA, do not try me. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty, right? And when I say that, bro, it's so real when I say they don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. Because you don't always like the person that's bringing the news that you necessarily don't want to hear. If you're enjoying, I'm enjoying this thing we call culture that's full of sin, that's full of debauchery, that's full of the glorification of a bunch of foolishness. We actually really dislike the dude that's trying to come over here and be the party pooper, no matter how loving he is with his delivery and his approach. Right. But I say they don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. And that's the part where I think God has graced me with enough talent, enough of a big following, enough reach in education, in hip hop, in the faith-based community, to where it's like, dang, this the dude that we can't get rid of. And over time, it's turned from what you said it off air. It's like it's turned from like a moment to like a movement that's really being created, And I feel that, bro, and that's what keeps me going, man. But I be sad sometimes, I be sad, bro, because we just so lost, man. And my heart, it just be hurting, bro. It be hurting. That's all. And so,
D, I'll be honest, man, and I know we gotta go, guys. But we gotta we gotta explore what rest looks like too. And seeing what pulling away, because you'll have to, Jesus always pulled away, and he'd be like, man, where he go? Even like, man, I had to go to a secluded place and just relax for a minute just so I can see what else. And then, I think in your rest, if you go get rest, and I'm not trying to be a know-it-all, God knows I'm being led by the Spirit, but there are other groups of teams, in your rest, like God will start showing you who to trust, because there's a lot of people that you're going to appoint. I just see you becoming a master delegator, and there's going to be a lot of delegation. Please don't let the people who came into your life while you were finding the path, don't let those scars stop you from allowing yourself to jump back into another group of people who are going to be there, but they won't get to this space. you know, this, you guarding this, but I need you in this, and this. You got people like me. You got people like Charlemagne. You got people, you know, people who actually like, man, I rock with this dude. I done seen this boy since 2013. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never switched up. He's matured, but he ain't never switched up. His message been the same. I ain't saying he perfect, but I know he consistent. You know what I mean? And so I think that's gonna be really, really good, man. But I'm so immensely grateful that you would feel safe enough, man, to share that, because here's the one thing I ain't gonna do. I can't talk about it. I'm gonna pray about it. And I'm gonna check on it. And I'm gonna be like, yo, bruh, hey, we out here, because this part is probably one of the most difficult parts when you get what you pray for and then God exceeds your expectation. It's like, I didn't ask for this part. I just wanted to go to the street. And then it's all good. And then he continues to breathe on it. And he was just like, yeah, I gotta send you through something, mature you. Nothing's gonna be lacking. Now let's go to the next level. Then it's something else. And then he breaks it down, mature, this, that, and other. Then you keep going. It's just the maturation of it, of the way. This is just his way. But I could never be this free without what I went through 3 years ago.
That's what, as I'm listening to you, that's what I was discerning, is like you speaking from a place of, I done been through what at one time felt like the unthinkable for me. Felt like, oh, bro, if I ever had to deal with this publicly, let alone da-da-da-da. Yeah, and like I said, dog, I'm just David, bro. I'm just Lois and Nolly's grandson. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I am, bro. That's all I feel like. And so the stuff that I deal with personally, part of me is just like, man, is this a teachable moment for me to put on display for everybody and then bless other people through that and whatnot? And it's just like, being on this side of it, it's like, no, indeed, boy, that's gonna be so uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and your whole family is just laid back New Orleans private people who mind their business and go to work, you know? So the idea of just, man, your calling is to put it out there on Front Street, not just the good, but the bad and the ugly too, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, So.
I mean, you've known this since you were a child, but now God is bringing it up to the forefront. I knew the day that I said I do that this was going to be a difficult role. But I had something to prove. I wanted to beat my dad out. Like, he's such a great guy. He's such a great guy, but he got a divorce. So I was like, the one thing I can do to be a kid, that's why I call myself Willie Moore Jr. Because Willie Moore Sr., he's flawless. He go to work every day. Of course, he's a janitorial worker. He wasn't making no millions of dollars, but he knew what to want. But the one thing he did is he got a divorce. So I was like, I don't care, I'm hell high water. I'm gonna beat you in this part. Competitive. And sometimes sometimes you make decisions based upon your own personal wants and your own personal selfish motives. And my heart wasn't pure. And you know, it caused a lot of ripples across the world. We wrote books together. A lot of people were let down. I repented. I apologized. It was very embarrassing. I didn't like the comments. The same people who were cheering me on, they drug me through the mud, and it hurt. But I had to go through it because now I have such a freedom that I'm just like, oh no. You remember the guy that I preached about when y'all was booking me for that, and I was traveling all the world to do that? I actually know him differently now. And I know that the way that he's been taught to the world, and even sometimes the way that I taught about him, was from a place of something that I just read about. But he decided to write it on the tablets of my heart. And he made my life a biblical research paper. And he presented it to the world. And through this research, I found out that his grace is sufficient. And I actually know what that means. And I get a chance to come back. Not that I ever was perfect. And I get a chance to say, yeah, it's all good. And millions of people are being blessed. I was like, man, I need to write another book. And you know what I mean? Or whatever. But then it's like, okay, it's that personal gain. Now I gauge everything from the pureness and motives of my heart. You know, am I just getting the big guests for the hits? I told the team the other day, it was like, man, I think we should get more girl guests, because when we look at it, it'd be this, and this. I was like, if we ever start chasing numbers, he'll take his hands off of it. And this ain't me being wonderful. I had to go through maturity to get this. I had to go through hell to get this heart posture that, like, I don't want this to be mad at me. Like, I ain't never said this publicly, but my boy Ryder tell you, when I found out that he had left me, because I thought I had messed up so bad that I couldn't hear his voice no more, I was like, when I started hearing his voice again, my boy Ryder said, damn, bro, you was that concerned about God's voice? I was just like, I can't just lose his voice. I can't lose his voice. Like, I can't lose his voice. And then when I start hearing and seeing visions again, I was like, ooh, they can't stop me now because I know he'll never leave me nor forsake me. That was just a word. That was just a scripture for me. But now I know that for a fact. So you can't tell me about a God that I was an alcoholic with and I was still praying to and he never left. You can't tell me about a God that I was having premarital. Like, you can't tell me nothing about him. I took that blunt and that Bible. He still didn't leave. And because I didn't leave him while doing that, he made that crooked path straight and he took that taste out of my mouth. So the culture that tells me that I have to be one way, I say, it's both and. You got to be hot or cold. I'm like, yes, I'm hot on him, but I got some things in me that's still hot on that. But I'm not giving away this fire. I'm doing this and this. And he said he would make them crooked paths straight. So now I'm at Celebrate Recoveries around the world. Like, hey, don't give up Jesus because you got a habit. Because he can work through that habit and you will get a testimony that's like mine. I don't even have a taste for it. I'm be like, yeah. And I tried to drink a little something. That mug, my stomach blew up. It was like, no, we ain't there no more. I got you out of there. So I just feel in my heart, man, that whatever happens, it's for the greater good because your heart pure and my heart was pure. And on the other side of purity, God continues to elevate and he continues to mature me. I'm looking forward to whatever's next. Like whatever the next trial is, I'm counting it all joy because I see where this took me. I'm like, okay, God, what's the next trial? And, just in my spirit, I think it's, the hard part. And, I hate the way sometimes the prophetic gift works, but my dad's 94 and my mom's 84. I got to come to grips that, that joy may be leaving soon. But I got joy about it because I know I ain't gonna lack nothing. And then it's gonna be something else, you know what I mean? Yeah. But man, I appreciate the conversation. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I think a lot of inspiration is going forth. And man, my gangster's going away. I ain't no rapper no more, but you ain't supposed to do this on camera, so go subscribe. Right. Yeah, right. That's right. What's up. Flat out. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Love you more.